and welcome back to your art class. I hope that you enjoyed your last week's sesh, and this week we've got another lovely drawing to get on with. So get your pens, get your brushes, get your paper, take a little look at last week's picture again and go, oh, I love it, and let's get on with it. I've got my little platter of stuff around me, but I'm starting with my fineliner pen. And we're just going to start by drawing like a dome shape. So about here, 2/3 of the way up, that's right camera, we're going to draw a dome to there. So it's like a C shape or a mound or whatever, but it's like 2/3 of the way up your page. Then we're going to connect this point and this point with a slightly bent line going along here. It's not the same extremity as the first mound. Slightly bent like that. So it looks a bit 3D, like a 3D mound. Then we are going to draw a wibbly wobbly line coming from here and going to here. So it can be kind of as wibbly wobbly as you want. So you've just drawn a little petticoat on the base of your dome. Okay, then coming from around the same kind of place, except a little bit further down, we're going to draw a kind of similar line to this line that we drew here, except it doesn't have to be as even. It can be a little bit like gribbly grobbly. I don't know what's the word, wibbly wobbly gribbly grobbly. And you see here this bit was quite long, so I just imagined it went underneath it. So maybe you have lots of long bits too and you can do the same. Okay, then we are going to draw a semicircle coming out from underneath, and another one. You can make these as big or as small as you want, and you can do more than two if you want to. I'm just going to stick to two. And then I'm going to draw a triangle kind of coming out from there, and I might draw another little triangle coming out on the edge there. Again, you have free rein to do whatever you want here in terms of adding triangles. Could make it neat and add another one on the end here. Yeah, let's do it. Little triangle. I know the light is changing every time I move my hand in and out. Sorry, my camera is not so great. I need to upgrade really, but one day. Okay, now I'm going to draw another one of these lines. This first line that we did across here, coming out and around, noticing if there's any points that stick out, that's fine, like that. And then I'm going to draw another one of those lines starting from a similar point, so just a tiny little bit away, kind of coming out wide and then coming together at the end there, like so. And there we have our little, what is it? It's a burger or sandwich or whatever. It's a little bit unusually proportioned, let's say, but that's fine. So let's make it look more like a burger. So we're going to do some seeds on the bun. Just randomly, I'm just drawing whatever, kind of looks like a strawberry. Could also just draw some kind of like marks on it, because often burger buns are like creased, aren't they? You see how I've just made it look a bit more real. And this bit as well, just from the bottom, I'm just going to draw some kind of marks. And then I want to shade this bit here, so I will paint it a darker colour, but I think I'll just help myself remember that by adding shade, or if you're not going to colour it, you can add shade to this bottom lip here, because that's kind of the bottom bit of the burger, of the bun at least. Then we can add more details by turning this into a tomato. Again, I'm going to colour it in red to make it more obvious, but can you see how I've just added more detail there? Added like the skin on the outside and then little bits coming in there. And then these triangle bits are going to be cheese. So again, I'm going to paint them to make them look more cheesy. But I can just add little kind of lines to give them a bit of texture. And this I could turn into, oh god, I can't do it up here. Can I do it down here? This I can turn into like an onion kind of ring. If you got that much onion in your burger, you'd be like, OMG, stinky. And then this bit is the burger bun. So whatever burger bun you would, sorry, I'm telling lies, it's the actual burger patty, that's the word I'm looking for. So whatever burger patty you would normally go for. I don't know about you, but I do like a Beyond Meat burger. I know, it's probably worse for you than actual meat, but made from peas, oh my god, tastes so good. I find it's not as greasy as like a beef burger. And there are other arguments to be made, which I won't do on this platform. But look, I just made it look more burger-like. And then this is obviously meant to be lettuce, so again, I'm going to paint it green, but I just add, I'm just feeling a bit lazy and just adding kind of pick and mix marks there. But already, just by adding those extra details, you can make the burger come alive. Now this head of the burger is a little bit odd. It does look a bit like a marshmallow, but that's fine. You're just rolling with it. And if you want to enhance your burger drawing even more, you could add a hand coming in to grab it, or a hand like, let's do that, a hand holding it like this. So I'm going to do a finger, so I'm just kind of copying my finger here. You can do the same, put your fingers in the position, and you know I like a weird finger, look like a weird looking finger. So that's going to be the one that's holding, but I'm just doing it really loosely because we like weirdness. And then another one coming up here, kind of coming there, and then the little one coming off the page there. And then around, we're going to emphasize this line and then have the thumb coming like that. Looks like a crazy hand, but you see what I did there? I just emphasised my own hand. And then adding the nails can really help to guide the viewer to know what it is that they're looking at. And just add some of the little knuckles. And this is a very emphasised hand, but I kind of like it. So that's a hand. And then you could have other things, like you could do a mouth, or you could do some fries, like they're going to pick it up. So let's do some chunky fries down here. We like random shapes of fries. Doing some very lazy fries down here, but again, fries, why am I calling them fries? They're chips, as the Brits say. What are they in German? I guess they're fries in German too, because the thing is, I want to put this burger down. I want to ground the burger so it's not just floating, because this finger or this thumb and this finger, that is not enough grip to hold it up. So it's like they're just going to pick it up. They haven't actually held it in their hand yet, they're just going for it. So that's why I put this line here and here to kind of ground, oh my goodness, Ness, I cannot talk today, to ground the burger onto a surface. And then I'm going to do a big blob of ketchup here. I realise this has moved quite quickly from burger to all of these embellishments, but I would encourage you to think about what your burger looks like on your plate, and to play around with adding extras to just enhance the drawing, because I didn't give you much guidance. Or you could just do scribbly, abstract, weird background. I could also do, ooh, a little bottle of Coke or something in the background. This could ruin the drawing, but a little suggestion of a bottle in the background, and then again another kind of line to ground the bottle. And instead of calling it Coca-Cola, I don't want to get any copyright laws coming on me. That's a joke, of course. I can do that. I'm not selling this. I'm going to call it Pop. Pop. That's what I would call my fizzy drink, if ever I made one. Pop. There we go. And that is our drawing. Bit done. 10 minutes in the bag. And it's actually quite nice. It's kind of cool. And obviously the colour is going to help with this. Painting in, I mean. So let's get some colour on it, shall we? So I've got all of my watercolour paints here. I've got my 2 pots of water and my brush. I'm going to start by painting the burger bun. I've got yellow ochre and a Naples yellow here, but I want more of the ochre. And I'm just going to go over, I want that kind of beige bun look. I'll add in a bit of brown eventually, but for the first coat, just a relatively thin layer. And you can see my brush is quite big, so it gets the coverage on quite quickly. If you have a smaller brush, you're going to have a little bit more work, but with a nice big brush you can dollop that paint on, and I'm using the side of the brush to kind of get it on. And then I'm going to go down here while I'm using this colour and do the bottom of the bun. I'll paint the whole thing, even this bit that we're shaded, or that we shaded. Talk properly, Ness. Because then I'll go back in once it's dry and add a darker layer to the shaded bit. But it doesn't hurt to have a base layer of the original colour of the bun. And of course you don't have to do traditional colours. You could have a different colour bun. I mean, they actually sell like black buns, don't they? I've seen that before. I'm just going to go on and get my brown. I've got a little mixture of all my browns here, kind of. I've gone rogue and just combined them all together. But the main one is the Van Dyke, the newest of the bunch. And I'm just kind of going to give it a little bit of depth. Can't not use that word. But it's looking a little bit too brown, so maybe I'm going to add a little bit of orange. Got my cadmium orange here to just kind of brighten it a bit, but we're not being strict. Let you see, just giving it a bit more colour. Come down here with my cadmium orange. Again. Now my browns come into the... It's not fully dry, so I'm being a bit naughty because, you know, you should wait, because depending on how much water you've used, this could cause the brown to run. But I didn't use that much water. I kind of had an idea that it would be okay, and then that kind of... I can even drag it down a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect. Like so, and then clean brush. I'm going to go in for the hand, so I'm going to use what I usually use for my skin tone is the yellow ochre and a little bit of the scarlet red and Windsor red, although that's quite red, but that's okay. And then, oh yeah, it's got a little bit darker than I would normally go for, but that's all right. Maybe this hand is a bit cold or has been out and about in a brisk breeze. Got some colour to it. It's cold today in Berlin. Went out and I took my gloves thinking, probably don't need them, but alas, I was glad I had them with me because it's colder than you'd think. Although the sun did peek its little head out for the first time in a while, just as I was walking home. It was like casting shadows though, so I couldn't actually get in it, but I could see it, and that was the main high for me today, was seeing the sun above the buildings. Okay, actually that's worked out quite nicely. I'm going to go in with yellow for the cheese now. I've got a cadmium yellow here, which is quite bright, and I'm going to go for that plasticky cheese that you get in burgers, so it's really bright. None of this posh cheese malarkey. Like the plasticky cheese. Although actually, if I'm honest, I am not a cheeseburger kind of gal. I like a very plain burger. But I love gherkin, or pickle as the Americans would say. I absolutely love it if I could just have burger with like a little bit of lettuce, gherkin. Oh man, that is my thing. And I'm going to continue to use this yellow on the chips, the fries, whatever you're inclined to call them. The big chunky chips. Because I would go back into the chips and add a brown to kind of like tone them down a little bit, but start them off with this nice bright yellow because I was already using it on my brush. And I'm being really lazy. Look at this. Naughty. Not painting in the lines at all, but whatever. Sometimes that can be quite nice, you know, expressive, as they say. So are we done with the yellow? Maybe I'll just go over this bun with a little bit of yellow, seeing as it's on my brush, and kind of just adds a little bit of something. I'm going expressive today. Look at this. Boom, boom, boom. Then I'm going to go for the... I'll go for the burger bun because why not? I'm going to make it a little bit reddy brown, so it's got a bit of a difference from the bun. Did I just say burger bun again? I meant patty or paddy. Is it paddy? Patty? I actually don't know. That's embarrassing. Patty, burger patty, paddy. I don't know. Burgers are like one of those foods that I could probably take or leave, but when someone suggests it and you're in the mood, it is quite nice. Isn't it? Or in the summer at a barbecue. Have a burger. Are you a burger or a hot dog person? Or both? I'm probably more of a hot dog. Well, it's hard to know. Living in Germany, it is hard to say no to a bratwurst at a Christmas market. I feel like a burger is a bit more of a commitment, you know. Anyone else feel the same? Yeah. Well, that actually looks kind of burger-like. I'm quite impressed with that. Just tapping in more colour as it dries to just add to it. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So now I'm gonna, sorry, that's a bit of a lip smacking moment, and maybe I'm getting hungry. I'm gonna do the background, and I think I'm gonna do it a pink, just to give it a bit more of a, oh, I regret that now. Do I want to do it purple? I think I want to do it purple, because then the yellow and the purple will look quite nice. See, just changing my mind on the reg. I think that was the right decision though, Ness, well done. I say before I've even finished it. But you know, it's important to just pat yourself on the back while you're doing tasks. Give yourself the recognition. No one else is going to do it for you. Sorry, I don't know what I'm talking about. So random Wednesday in February. And we're all just doing our best, aren't we? To get through the winter until spring comes. Just dragging this purple. I'm going to drag it all the way up here and ignore this first line that I drew. And all the way up to here, to show that that is the edge of the table. And my lazy painting continues. Lazy in that it's not really in the lines, but that's okay. Be intrigued to know if you added fries to your burger drawing. Just filling in the gaps here, and then I need to go up there with my purple. Try not to go over the lines here. I've got a shaky little hand. What's going on? Putting that there. And up to there. And then bringing this bit down here because it's dryish and it doesn't look quite as bold as the other bits. Sometimes I get like weird blotchy bits on my page, and I guess it's just from where my hand grease, just natural hand grease, has touched it, or I don't know. That is the thing with watercolour and paper and surfaces. You have to be a little bit careful. Like, you can't just moisturise your hands and then touch your paper, because then you'll get like blotchy bits where the paint doesn't, like, kind of repels. I mean, I don't mind in this situation because it's kind of blotchy anyway. Oh, but I'm happy with that purple because look at those fries, they are on fire. So I'm just going to add a little bit of browniness to kind of enhance them even more. I don't want them to look burnt though, I just want them to look like they're popping a little bit, but again, not focusing too much on it. Now we're going to go back to burger because I think the burger meaty bit has dried a little bit. I'm going to go into my red and do a striking tomato. Oh gosh, I'm going over the lines a little bit there, but that's okay. And I think I'm gonna, oh yeah, tomato ketchup. Well, I've got the red on my brush, although this looks way too pinky red for actual tomato ketchup, so maybe I'm going to add a little bit of brown, just bring that to a more natural red look. I'm also a ketchup girl. I would 100%, ketchup is like my source of choice for pretty much any kind of food where you'd need a sauce. You know what I mean? Like, I'm ketchup over mayonnaise, ketchup over HP sauce or brown sauce, and ketchup over like sweet chili sauce or any of those. It's got to be ketchup, the original. Sugary goodness. I'm going into my sap green here, and I'm just going to add a little bit of blue. Got my ultramarine here and a little bit of indigo there to just, I don't know, give it a little bit more of a green that I want. I can put my finger on this now because it's dry, and I'm going to paint my lettuce. I want it to be quite watery. I don't want it to be too thick, so I'm going to try, let's see how far we get with this one brush load of paint, if I can drag it across the whole way. Because lettuce is kind of translucent, isn't it? And I want it to be kind of thin looking. It's looking more how I want it to look over there, so I'm going to steal some paint from the first bit while it's still wet and drag it across. My brush is getting a little bit dry now, but that's okay. I think I'm going to just about make it. Yeah, that's all right, isn't it? Okay. Then I have this onion situation. Why did I do that to myself? What colour would that be? I guess like onion, it's kind of like white, but it's not. It's kind of like, I don't know, I'm just picking up any kind of colour. Maybe it'll be a red onion and it's got this kind of reddy tone to it. Oh, Ness, I did a dirty on myself. It's not really blue though. What am I doing? I'm freaking out. I'm just going for like a translucent brown. Is it brown? Sometimes there's a bit of brown. Does that look like an onion? Yeah, that's gonna do. That's gonna do. Okay, now I need to sort out my pop. So I think I am gonna go for like a Coca-Cola style, and I'm gonna go for black. Using black again there. It's very naughty, but it's fine. I'm going to do the black here. Just, and then I'll have a fun coloured label. Like, reminding me of like cherry pop. Do you remember that when you were little? Drinking cherry pop at the school discos? Or what were they? Panda pops, that's it. They're like slightly smaller little bottles of Panda Pop, and they had all different colours. And I remember drinking like the blue one. Blue Panda Pop. Those were the days. Life was much simpler back then. Drinking Panda Pop on the dance floor. Dancing to Cotton Eye Joe. Classic. It's amazing where these random paintings take your memory. Cotton Eye Joe. Floor filler. Alright, I'm going to do a background of pink. Actually, I'll paint the whole thing pink because I'm being very lazy today. Ness. And then I'll go over the pop words with maybe a red or a darker colour. Because this is not the focus of the painting at all. Okay, and now wait for that to dry and we'll do the background, although I quite like the contrast of purple to background. I'm going to add in a little bit more depth to this ketchup as I see it on the screen there. It looks a bit flat, so that helps. Oh, and then also these little pips I'm going to do darker, although I've got a proper little shaky hand today. Steady it with the page. That's good. And then background, let's just go for like a wash of, my gut reaction is like a blue or maybe like a green. Purple and green. Just a suggestion of a colour so it kind of doesn't look flat, you know. And the last thing to do is to paint the nails. Well, sorry if that was loud. That's my deciding voice. Let's do red. Classic red. She has been on a classy date. She really liked the guy, but she didn't have enough to eat because she was nervous. So she got home and ordered herself a burger from wherever the best burger place is where you live. I would say, well, Burger Amt is quite good here in Berlin. Or, what's the other one? Beginning with R. Rembrandt Burger, that's also quite good. Gonna go over the pop in the red as well. That's a little bit dry. Do you have a burger place of choice? That's a little sneeze, sorry. I might mute that out. Oh, sorry, you can see my head again. Sometimes I just have to concentrate and my little head comes in. Well, not a little head, actually, I've got quite a big head. So I have to get big hats to cover my big head. Right, this is actually making me very happy. This pop is really adding to the picture. So what's the little things that you just don't think are even significant that I end up liking the most? Boom! And there we have our ugly painting of a burger. Let's give you a little... Look at that! I think that's actually really nice in its own way, you know, with the crazy hand. Crazy hand. Love it! So there we have our lovely burger drawing. What do you think? Do you like it? Or do you like yours rather? I'm really happy with it. I think it's actually really nice. And I love the colours that I've chosen. For once, I'm happy with my colour selection. I like the added extras, and as you see, it's like easy to just whip it up. Not like actually baking or making, not baking, cooking a burger. And that's a little bit harder. Who has time for that? Actually, I used to do that back in, like, a couple of years ago. I'd make my own burgers and they were actually quite nice. But I guess if you live in a city and you can just order burgers, it's like, why wouldn't you? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. As always, you're welcome to send pictures of what you've drawn my way via Instagram. I'll link my page underneath this video. And if you did enjoy it, please give this video a thumbs up. So chuffed with how many people have been watching the videos over the last couple of weeks, and so we'll keep them coming. I think it's good for us to do a little bit of creativity every now and again. And yeah, if you have any questions or anything, write them down below, and have amazing weeks, and I will see you next week. Bye!